What have y'all done for us lately? And if there's no answer, the only thing we owe them.
Hey, what's up, family? What's going on? Apologize for the delay. We be having stuff going on, but it's okay. I'm glad you guys could join us tonight. Appreciate everybody that has waited patiently for Dr. Short and myself to join you guys. And you guys know, this guest, I won't even consider him a guest. This is family.
Thank you.
Outside of the shows and the commentary that you guys always hear Dr. Short give, man, all I can say is if you're a part of that circle of his friends, he always keeps me laughing, always keeps me thinking, always trying to keep me on my toes. Well, without any further ado, the Biden era is still in full blast. The world is burning. You got black people protested, talk about a ceasefire, and rightfully so, but I don't know if it's going to do anything because we love the Democratic Party. But even if the Republicans in office, it'd still be a war going on. But appreciate you guys in the chat joining us. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share it out. What's going on, Dr. Short?
My brother, you will not believe this. I am, in fact, let me just go ahead and fire up all this stuff because we're going to work this synergistically, my brother. I keep typing in this thing so I can send the promo out and it keeps disappearing. I know I'm doing something stupid and that's what was a holdup. It's like, damn it, I just typed it. I hit the enter and it erases. So let me see. I'm trying to get
chat. Make sure you subscribe. Hold on, I want to show everybody something. I'm gonna just take me and Dr. Short off the screen for 1 second. I want to show you guys something. That's Dr. Short's page, Angry Black Man Book Club, and we're asking everybody to like, share, subscribe to that page as well. Dr. Short,
we are working in tandem, brother.
Yes,
brother you, brother Q, brother Juan, Chef C, and there's some other people. We're trying to do this East Coast thing, and I got somebody in Galveston. And we're going to start putting this thing together because there's news and information that's not moving. Let me just go ahead and light up these other channels that I have because, God, this thing is acting stupid tonight. I don't know what's going on with I don't know what's going on with StreamYard, but StreamYard's acting weird tonight. Who y'all gonna call? Coon Busters, Angry Black Men's Book Club. Oh yes, we here. And we're here to raise some hell tonight. And don't even worry about it. Brother Q's already started. I'm just trying to bring my audiences in. I need you guys to check out, I call him affectionately Brother Dome, but you call him Q. And that's because of this little drag queen that was trying to get me off air. And so that's our little joke. We need everybody to push this brother to 2,000 followers. It's Let's Talk 2 on YouTube. I've done about 30 videos. They're good. Every single solitary one has had over 1,000 views. In fact, the vast majority have 1,700 to 1,800 views. And for a small channel with 1,060 followers, that's good. That means that person's overdoing their channel. Do you know how many people have 100 or 200 or 300,000 followers, but their videos may get 50, 20,000, and yet they've got 10 times that amount. So this is a true organic platform. So, and they need some money. They need some subscribers as we do. And I want to thank this brother for literally letting me couch search on his surf. And your cat, tell your cat go to hell.
Yeah, it wants to act up today. It must be
no. Your cat and my cat are both agents of white supremacy, because that cat didn't want to be in the damn house until I started going live the other day, and they're going to be in here tonight and try to disrupt stuff. It's every night.
I did give them weed nips, them nips that make you high. So that's typical of somebody who likes Biden. You know, just give them some weed and lull them to sleep.
Well, your cat is black. Mine is white. Mine wants to eat lobster tail and all this kind of stuff. But we're just telling everybody, check us out. Check us out. And I want to ask everybody to have a website, Angry Black Men's Book Club, which is www.angryblackmensbookclub. Of course, I've got a Vimeo platform, which is Dr. Randy Short, DrRandyShort. My Cash App is Dr. Randy Short, Dr. Randy Short, SHORT, RANDYSHORT. My Patreon is Dr. Randy Short, DrRandyShort. Damn, cat.
Yeah, he actually ran in the same room with me.
Yeah.
I named my sister's cat Roland Martin. Must be a fat fuck.
Yes, well, it has to be. So we're trying to put this. So I know we have the synergy here. We have to. This is like a commercial beforehand, so people know that it's not going to just be me anymore. In fact, I'm going to be doing stuff with Brother Juan. I got another brother here that I'm going to be doing some stuff with. We're going to be doing this, and we're looking to get some stuff moving in DC, because this immigration problem is something here too. You know, Latino man tried to beat somebody to death with a hammer on K Street. It's about to go crazy here too. People in DC are special. They're ignorant. They think because they got good government jobs, or I'm a feminist, or I have a 2-car garage, that nothing's really happening. And it's really crucial what's happening here. I want to thank everybody for supporting this chapter. Please support mine. I want to thank the 80 people that joined my platform in like a week. I mean, 80 is good. You know what I'm saying? 80 people, and that's with YouTube refusing to allow me to post my announcements. You know, they're supposed to 24 hours to get back to you, and they give, 7 days have gone by. I still don't have permission to let people know that I'm putting stuff up on YouTube.
Wow.
That's okay. I'm not worried about them. That's why there's Vimeo, and I'm going to get my Rumble channel set. I mean, I have everything. I just need to start doing it. And that's why I just said, damn it. I haven't even thanked you for giving me the promo to put on that. You're going to show me how to introduce that to the Angry Black Men. So show me the tech on that. But we just had to do it. Stop waiting. Stop. Something's going to happen. Your mama's going to fall down again. Somebody else is going to die. Someone's going to get sick. Something's going to happen. There's going to be a snowstorm. Something's going to happen. So just, that's why I did it, brother. I just jumped out. And, of course, I want to let everybody know we're doing Shirley Chisholm. Isn't she ugly?
Easy,
Isn't she terrible?
Look, you got a
Look
message
at
up there on the screen.
What's it say?
Somebody left you a message. Dr. Short, will you marry me?
Are you dark skinned, without children, God fearing, like children and animals, and don't mind getting with a broke Negro that's almost 60? If you qualify, and by the way, you can't be morbidly overweight. I need to lose a few pounds myself, but you know what? If I pull my shirt up, I don't look like I'm pregnant, and I'm a couch potato. So if you want a semi-disabled old Negro, I think with Viagra I could be a good man. uh, you have my email. I'll consider it. Although I've almost been driven into passport land with the new women out here. And please don't be a feminist. I can't stand feminism. And I hope you're actually a woman. I love Brother Q. I love dudes, but please don't try to be a woman. I don't like that. And I've known some drag queens that said, you know what, you're a good looking cat. Why are you trying to fool people to think you're a woman? Someone will stab you behind.
As the young people say, the sister is shooting her shot. She said, you got all but one. I have 3 adult children.
Oh my. Okay, that's a lot of work. That's all the other men want to fight, man. Don't you ever say nothing to my kids, man. You wasn't there. You just met her. And I'll come up and smoke you up. I'll shoot her too. You don't know her like I do. And see, that's the one thing that a lot of our sisters need to connect to. My friends from overseas and everywhere else, no other group of men have to deal with the confluence of other males that have been in the picture. It's just conflictual. It really is. No matter how nice the person is, that other dude can show up, and if they at a graduation or they come to family barbecue, and it's like, I should be screwing him. This is so much drama.
It's funny. It's funny you even brought that up, Dr. Short. I think that cultural difference causes, like you said, problems. And we Dr. Short went into a relationship issue, and I know from dealing with different people from different cultures that when you do have that child, he either goes with the father, or the father's not really going to be around, or he's not going to cause problems for the next man. But our culture, you got to deal with all the bullshit.
It's not acceptable. I'm not bringing any children to anybody. And so I would be frustrated. So I have a clean slate. I don't have any child support payments in arrears. I don't have HIV or HPV or herpes or hepatitis C, D, or E. And I think there's an F. So I sort of like people with a clean slate. They'd have to be like me. Maybe a broke sister with no kids, with no other attachments, and we can start off and, maybe we'll, have to do some in vitro or whatever, but everybody knows who everybody is. Okay. And so, because, some people have a sexual history that could fill the Library of Congress. I mean, and I like books and I don't want to read that. So it's seriously, we really do. We really need to think about choices that we made. And, sometimes we make bad choices that you don't rebound from. That's something that they teach, how Stella got her groove back is sort of like the Black woman's autobiography of Malcolm X. Our women are lied to that you can always rebound from bad relationship decisions. It's a lie. Sometimes you lose and you fuck up and you're just out of it forever. And so that means that you have to not be stupid. It can't be Remy Martin or Bacardi and Coke decision making process by how a man gets, or Blunt and Coke, or 40 and Coke, or maybe a Red Lobster and some Chardonnay, whatever it is. We're doing some really incredibly dangerous things, and we expect a different outcome. I was saying to an associate of mine who was unhappy about their husband that their husband was they were thinking that their husband wasn't what he wasn't doing everything he could do for her. And I was saying, my beloved, what's your husband really supposed to be doing for you, right? Really, honestly speaking, what's a husband supposed to do? And so the reason I'm asking this of you, sister, is that um, your husband married you and you had 3 children by 3 additional men. Um, our culture, our sisters are spoiled because if you talk to women anywhere else in the world, when you've had 1 child, that craps you out for like quality relationships typically. That's just over. So it's like 3 and someone married and good couple, good man, whatever. But there are 3 additional dudes, 3 additional children. 2 of the children don't respect the mother and are violent towards the mother. And the man's in that. And I respect him because I couldn't deal with that. So I have completely no tolerance for the matriarchal thing. I didn't come up with it, and I can't reconcile myself to it. So I pick who I get with instead of me being picked. The big mistake that this new system that has told sisters and brothers that a woman puts a man in her life to suit her, that ain't real. That's why the marriages are failing. Okay. And by the way, the same women that pick the men to be in the life they make up 80% of the people filing the divorces. That's a fact. So, yeah, I have to do younger. I'm biased. I'm sort of kiddie. I'm juvenile. I don't have any kids. I'm broke. So I have to find someone that's not expecting a McMansion and all this shit. That we may be in a Section 8 apartment, and we should be able to be happy as long as they're not roaches and mice and, utilities collectors banging at the door. That's sort of how that has to be. I think that a person that's already had experiences, and this is something, you learn as a preacher's kid. And there's a profound dishonesty in our culture. I have to say it, sisters. When you guys have had decathlon sex with the dude that's been with about 10 different women, that really knows how to lay the pipe like Michelangelo, if you get a person that has not hold as much, they're not as good in bed as what they're used to. A lot of them, it's more performance than the intimacy. I mean, that's just real talk. It's performance based and not intimacy based. And so that's why there's this disconnect. And that's how the lady gets the simp guy who's really nice. It's a good provider, but he can't screw as good as a dirty dog dude that you were saying before. So she basically does what men used to do. The guy had the hole that could give blowjobs standing on her hands. And then he had the wife that could bake, he could take to church. Now the women are doing the same thing. Well, I would never do that. So let the word go forth. I'm interested in a person that has not been with anybody. I really mean that. Zero. Their coochie needs to be tighter than Joe Biden's reparation budget for Black people.
Our reparations in Ukraine,
I'm
Dr.
not
Short, stop.
interested in navigate. I do genealogy. I'm not interested in navigating lots of personalities and people because I'm a preacher's kid and I'm used to folks violating my space. One of the most painful things in life is folks who come to your house that hate you, that are tight with your parents, that are they're attacking you in your own space, and you can't tell them to go away because someone's doing God's work. So you don't get to say fuck off in Jesus' name. You're stuck with them. Because if you say, hey, look, this is my house, go get the hell out of here. Someone say, well, that person's doing the work of God. And since you're not doing God's work by pushing them away, you're working for the devil. Even though it's my house and they're eating my goddamn Captain Crunch and they're saving their money eating free and they filth up our house and leave, like, basically, I'm telling you, diesel fuel bathtub rings that I had to clean up after adults. So having lived that, I would never want to be in a situation that's not highly private, meaning it's just me, her, whatever oozes out of my nutsack while it's still working.
And welcome.
That's what I like.
It's Saturday night. Let's talk too. Matchmaker Q here to join.
Well, no. We don't need to matchmake. We need to have this open and honest. Like I had to say to my friend, your mom's a druggie. He's been able to put up with that. Your dad was a jailbird. He took care of your dad till your dad died. One kid is a trans, another kid is gay that has a stud that wants to kill you. And you don't think you have a good man. Or your man isn't doing enough. And I said, you're ridiculous. And I said, in the wider world, not my view, but how it is in cultures where they still have families, you're a 3-time losing hope. Not my opinion. That's how it would read Africa, Asia, Middle East, Europe. It's just in our very sick culture up until the coming of our Messiah, Kevin Samuels. All praises to God for Kevin Samuels, the helmsman, our great guide, our great leader. I can't believe that a man like that walked amongst us, man. Just when we were, we're about to move in with the sister built like the Michelin tire mascot. And he came and told us that we were high value men. What's that song Tremaine Hawkins used to sing? A change has come over me. He changed our lives, and now we're free. He got rid of all our feminists, and he made us whole. He told us we could hang with white hoes. Anyway, we could change that song. Kevin Samuels has changed the landscape of Black relationships. And, we're going to let no feminists turn us around. Turn us around. Ain't going to let no feminists turn us around. You can keep on stalking. We'll be your walking up the passport lane. Oh, we ain't gonna let no pork chops turn us around. No pork chops are going to turn us around. So, I didn't. My great grandfather was a hoe. My grandfather was a hoe. My father would not be a hoe, and I was raised not to be a hoe. Not to have kids that would not produce when I was married, and not to have children until I'm ready and find a person that's a wife, not a person that wants a roommate or a buddy. So basically what feminists call a slave, that's exactly what I'm in the market for. I mean, I'll even make manacles to work on the stove. Just so I need helpmate, not
Mm.
somebody's company, not someone's entertainer, but a person that's going to be with my broke, partially disabled ass. And I'll take them in any color, without children, under the age of 30. Because folk, maybe they could be 30, but not much older than that. Because once a woman, they're sort of like diamonds. Diamonds are wonderful, but they're the hardest thing on earth. The older women get, they're like a piece of charcoal that becomes a tougher and tougher diamond. Oh, wow, diamond's still a diamond. Um, if you get a diamond with the flaw in it, and it's very hard to cut, you have to kind of throw it away or smash it up in smaller pieces and use it as diamond dust, because you can't use that diamond. So we have a lot of diamonds that are going to be single.
Mm.
That's unfortunately, this is a choice that people made. And so I see all these things now on Facebook. I'm thinking about, I think I told you the story about the lady in Boston. I don't even remember who she is. I used to walk with her and hang out with her. I don't think I had her phone number. She never gave me her phone number. I don't know. I think I look presentable at 58. So I'm thinking at 22, I must have looked okay. Nothing helped. I mean, I was in a friendship zone, a simp zone, or whatever. And now they probably got a couple of kids, probably unpleasingly plump. And now they have an interest in me. No. And that's the one thing, no man should ever get with a woman that didn't understand her timestamp. Because the women in other cultures that understand this timestamp thing know that my time to move is between 17 and 28. Those are the prime years. I've got 11 good years. In fact, Joseph, to save Egypt, only had 7. They have 11 really good years to figure out who the hell they want and who the hell they are and how they're going to pull off creating a lasting relationship. And we hear a lot about women's intuition, and I believe that women's intuition is real. I don't see it demonstrated in terms of relationship decisions, even your categories. But that's not my fault, and I can't be a balm in Gilead for people who squandered their youth. Men's value goes up. Women's value plateaus. I'm not mad at the women. I have lots of women friends, all ages, love them. Wife, they got, I don't want to hear nothing. I can't, as I said, there's no AIDS, no herpes, no child support, no criminal records. I don't drink. I don't smoke. Um, I'm moving towards not being a diabetic anymore. Change the diet, get my shit together. Now we're working on some business deals so I can have some money. Now that I've achieved this by myself, why would I choose to be in a situation encumbered by a whole bunch of stuff that had nothing to do with me? It's kind of it's it's ridiculous. Although people don't realize that they're ridiculous, it is. It's not to pick on them. Just and I dated a woman that had a child, and it was weird because the dynamic was the child and them were against me. I wasn't against them, but the child would disrespect me, and she'd be on the child's side disrespecting me. And they, how's that? Okay, I didn't abandon the child's ass. The child's father did it. And so says, this is amazing. And the lady would actually was treating me like me and the daughter were, I'm a kid and the girl's a kid. And this is the thing that the women do. It's disrespectful. No man should ever put up with it. And don't be mentors to it either, because a mentor is basically a condom. The mentor should be that child's father. Should have thought about that before people did the spread eagle. I've seen men that didn't even have to have a conversation with the woman for her to lay down with them. And guys that are engaged in woman intellectual, the woman thought he was corny and boring because he's trying to talk to her. And then 5 years down the road, he doesn't talk to me. Well, nigga, you didn't want a man that talked. You did all the talking. He laid the pipe. He basically was like a living dildo with some money and a car. And then when things got further along in the relationship, you want him to be communicative like this, the simps that you put in the friendship zone. This kind of, what can I say, schizophrenic insanity, it can't be rewarded with relationships with people who are non-combatants. So like I said, no child support, no criminal record of battering or beating up women. Never raised my hand to anyone female, and don't plan to. And so, and when someone says you've been through the ringer, and that's what it means when there are other folks, it meant that you've been to court and you've had a fight with the man. I mean, basically, you're prepared to smash me for what dude did. And yes, people do play bitterness for it. They roll it forward. The next dude has to pay for it. No matter how kind he is, he pays for the other people. You know what? The person that died on the cross for people's sins' name is Jesus, although most people are not interested in him. And the main folks that claim to know Jesus that populate the churches are female, and they're into witchcraft these days. I'm not convinced that they believe in Jesus either. I just think they feel good that there's a white dude with long hair that might want to be with them. That's what I think the real reward of Jesus is. Because it's not about getting your life together. It's not about closing your legs. It's not about being spiritual and filled with the Spirit of God and love and kindness. Because if that was the case, these churches would be full of lonely ass men trying to meet someone. Even if they didn't believe in God, they believed that God made the pussy. I believe that. You do too. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yeah, right. Yes. You may pray on your knees, but you don't screw on them.
So,
Okay.
to Dr. Short, you in DC, you didn't go to the march?
You mean the farce? Look,
The march, the ceasefire
no,
march?
no, nobody needs. Look, I'm going to just do this one time and one time only. I was in 2018 at an event that the Unification Church had, the Moonies had. I went to it up in New York at the New Yorker Hotel. There was a Palestinian woman activist there. First and foremost, let me go for on the record. I'm not trying to hook up with an Arab bitch. I don't want to deal with all that foolishness and racism that are in a lot of these international families. It's not appealing to me. That's number one. I'm saying that as a disclaimer because I was trying to talk to the lady about political stuff, and I think she thought I was trying to like get next to her. And I was thinking about that recently, saying, you know what? I'm not interested in this broad. I thought that these people are serious about human rights. She was offended at me speaking to her because I was Black. I have dealt with enough hate and racism from people that are Arabs to last me the rest of my life, okay? I'm not running after anybody else's causes. I don't care how bad they are. We need to worry about our Gazas here. What's happening in Gaza is an atrocity, but there are 70 million white American evangelicals who are the descendants of the slave-holding people in the South who supported Jim Crow and all the horrific things done to Black people. They are 70 million strong. For every Israeli that does not like Palestinians, we have 10 white people on the side of the Israelis here who hate our guts. And that's the lowball number, 70 million. They can't deal with 7 million. Who the hell's going to help us with our 70? Not a goddamn soul. On top of that, today is Sabbath. As you know, I'm a Sabbatarian. I'm going to church tomorrow because somebody's getting baptized in our fellowship. But typically, I pray to God on Sabbath today. This is the real holy day in the Afro-Asiatic tradition. This thing that folk do on Sunday, that's a white thing. That's why Black people are into it. Real folks that really know the African thing, the Northeast African thing, it's Saturday, not Sunday. That's a white Roman homo thing that y'all on. And shoot, why not have Pride Month? You have Pride Sunday. Some gay folks in Rome switch the stuff around to have a fruity day to give the finger to the Most High and move it on Sunday. And you guys are on this stuff, and nobody's putting a gun to your head to run to whatever you do on Sunday. It's a choice now to follow the system of the racist Roman Catholic Church. If that's what you want to do, like you took the shots and all the other shit, and Obama and Biden, that's your business, okay? But as for me, no. My point again, I didn't make the march. Back at 20 years ago, I was in the Palestinian march. But a person in my fellowship today is being blackballed for signing a petition in support of Palestine from years ago. This young woman can't get jobs for thinking it's wrong for people to be murdered in Gaza. Is she going to get any help from Palestinians to lobby for her to get a job? No. So I'm going to write a letter and help her get out of the mess that she's in. I've been there. I'm on the record for denouncing racism and injustice in Israel for years. And it's gotten me into trouble. You can't get work. You can't get this because you said something. Do those folks give a damn? Do they help you? In the words of someone in the Middle East, why should we talk to unimportant people like you?
For Dr. Short, for just the sake
hold on. Just listen to what I just said to you. Somebody from the Middle East said, why should we talk to unimportant people like you? And I said, you know what? I'm struggling now. All I need to do is call AIPAC and tell some other people that you folks in the Middle East have lied to me and used me. And I've had a change of heart. I says, you know what? I'll be on TED Talks making 6 figures if I dump your Islamic asses. How dare you call me unimportant? I can't teach at a university over criticizing stuff in Israel. All the things that you lose for speaking up, because these Muslims, these Arabs do not have our backs at all. In fact, they hate our guts as much or more. So why are we in the middle of something where we can't win? And just last night, after I helped you do some genealogical work, I heard from a cousin of mine, and I learned that another branch of the family is Jewish name. I'm like, by the way, the name Kulors, it has 2 origins. One from the Caucasus Mountains. That means it's Jewish.
Why don't you tell the family who your other cousin is?
Or it's Scottish. So it could be people that went from the Caucasus to Scotland. Oh my God. So I'm just trying to find Black folks and keep finding Jews. So I'm like, why do I have to fight these Jewish people? Every time I turn around, I got another line that's Jewish. I'm out. I just don't. We need to stay out of other. I'm with Professor Black Truth. There's nothing in it for us to fight. I hate atrocities. I hate injustice. I have an FBI file. I don't need to do anything more. And according to the book I had called Blowback, or just one of these books, it'll come to me, that 1 in 10 black men as of 1970 had an FBI file. We're the most
Mm.
policed people on the planet of the earth. You don't need to do anything to get in any system where they can lock you up, take your freedom, deprive you of your economic rights to hurt you. I know other activists, they can't get a job in McDonald's because they've spoken up. And sometimes these McDonald's and businesses are owned by Middle Easterners and Muslims, and they won't hire you because you spoke up for their cause. And I'll tell you something, the racist, lighter skinned white Muslims see us as cannon fodder in their struggle. We're supposed to die for their shit and get nothing in return. To hell with that. I'm on strike. Cannon fodder my ass. Make me do it. And as for Jews, they're all over the country. They're bullying people. Do black folks have the same economic footing in America as Jews? No.
Mm.
Asiatic Muslims and white Muslims? No. Anglo-Americans? No. Oriental Asians? No. Native Americans? No. We have everything to lose, making greater enemies with people who sit at the junctures of economic access and power. And these Jewish folks can get on the media and make everybody hate us and hide their hands and have white folk out shooting black folks, get those white evangelicals to kill us. And they're armed to the teeth and we're not ready. And the same loudmouth Black Lives Matter, filth, and others who are against guns are out antagonizing people with guns who hate us 70 million deep. My God, it's a suicide mission. So I denounced Satan Yahoo, which is what I called him, on international television. I don't like him. I don't want to like him. He's a crook. He's a thug. He shouldn't be in office, but these people are dangerous. They have friends everywhere. You have to deal with them in America. They control the purse strings philanthropically to both political parties. Sheldon Adelson gives to Trump, and there's some person that gives on the Democratic side. And that's where the money goes to political parties. And you can make these people angry, and we will be attacked bureaucratically in other ways that we can't even say who's doing it. We shouldn't encourage any actions against us as a group where we stand nothing to benefit. There are 400 to 500 million Arabs in this world. If they give a damn about the 15 to 16 million Palestinians, then damn it, help them. There are 2.5 billion Muslims. They keep telling us it's the fastest growing religion in the world. You mean 2.5 billion Muslims can't deal with 14 million Jews? If y'all are that goddamn sorry, that's your problem. Show me where we got 400 million people that have our back. Show me where the African continent has our back. Show me. Show me that people that come here who are tethers aren't against, that don't want to erase us, really. And a motherfuck Pan-Africanist, motherfuck intersectionalist, all of y'all, fuck you all. You're all lying in the cloud bastards. You can't solve one problem in our community. How are you going to take on the IDF, the United States, NATO, and all the backstabbing Arabic monarchies and all the corporations that are allowing this stuff to go on? You really can't. Why drag us into a knife fight and we got our dick hanging out with no sword or shield?
Dr. Short, they even, and I'm quite sure you guys in the chat have seen it, which is interesting. When a lot of times when people want to justify standing up for something, they'll pull up some historical stuff. So somebody put up the statements that Malcolm made in regards to having solidarity with Palestine.
We have solidarity with Palestine, but I got solidarity with FBA and B1 first. They've got solidarity with Palestinians first.
Let me ask you, Dr. Short, do you think, and I asked you this, and I know you definitely agree, you definitely confirmed and explained it to me even more. Do Americans really understand that Israel is a satellite unit of the United States? You might as well just say that
whatever you want to call Israel, whatever you want to call Israel, it's got the backing of France, Britain, the United States, and the NATO alliance countries, and they have some other countries that back them. So you have the British Commonwealth nations, you've got India. There are a lot of people behind and with there are a lot of people working with them. So we don't. I'm not mad at anybody, brother. I'm trust me. My heart isn't. I don't want these people getting hurt or killed. Do you hear me? You don't hear me say, "Oh, good, damn, kill those damn Palestinians." No, I'm not. I'm not rocking like that. I'm not rocking like that. I'm rocking like let's show support and love for ourselves first and for other people, as we're able. Why aren't we more concerned about Haiti than Gaza? Right? Or why aren't we more concerned about Niger or Guinea? There are a lot of things closer to us than Gaza. The reason that Gaza's interesting to us is that Black leftists that are with communists and socialists who are burnouts from the 60s and 70s have been on the campuses and other things. They have an alliance going back to the late 60s, and a whole bunch of folks, the same way you have the new Black Panther Party, and there's really no such thing. You've got people who are basically copying what the old, what's the group, All African People's Revolutionary Party and other groups that have the solidarity with Palestinians. Look, it's a repeat. As I said, 20 years ago, I marched with the Palestinians, okay? Maybe a little bit more than that. I'm not anti-Palestinian rights, but some things have happened. And what has happened that I've seen in the last 20 years is the erasure of Black Americans by everybody. And I don't see any mercy coming to us from anybody, anywhere. And we get Black folks killed outside of Arab, sometimes Yemeni and Pakistani and Palestinian stores, beaten, robbed, mistreated. Detroit, it happens in Jersey. I didn't say all, but everybody. I'm not.
Where was George Floyd at, Dr. Short?
Outside of a Palestinian-owned Cup Foods. Where was Eric Garner? Outside of an Arab-owned store. Where was Eric Sterling? Outside of an Arab-owned store. Where was Big Mike? Who owned that store? That's an Arab-owned store. In case you did not know. And what the fuck? And why can't we talk about this? Who killed Philando Castillo, Latino? They call them white when they kill someone. They call them Black and brown when they use us to fight for them to get shit for just them. And well, wow, I helped someone become a millionaire and I'm homeless. Yay. That's how stupid we are. And that's how stupid the Boule and the other traitor boomer Negroes, who I wish would drop dead from the shots that they got, get the hell out of the way. Die off. You won't let anybody else come along. You block, you've lived too long. And anybody that wants to be like them that they've groomed, I hope they had their shots too. Die. Just suddenly die. Go away. Leave us alone. I used to hate COVID until I realized it was insecticide for coons.
Mm-hmm. So one of the brothers, hold on, we got a question. Angry Black Man said, did you hear the speech from Nasrallah, the Nasrallah speech yesterday?
No, and I don't care. If Nasrallah and them are going to do something, why don't they do it? If they will let them kill 3,000 Palestinian kids and they're still waiting, they're full of shit. Do it. Stop playing with their lives. Fight. Since you're Shia and it's all about martyrdom and dying like Ali did and his son, then fight.
So you guys in the chat, I'm quite sure you guys know about Dr. Short's resume with international affairs, and he's literally speaking some stuff that he knows for a fact, and how, if you don't understand how it is when it comes to those countries over there and how they deal with each other, and even though this thing happened on Yom Kippur, this stuff been going on for decades, ever since Israel was created. So if they had a problem with what that government was doing to the Palestinians, why would they want to say it now? Because they could have still been fighting for all these years. It's not gonna stop. It's not. If you think that it's about religion or whatever, it's not gonna stop. It's gonna continue being the way it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm. It's good. Look, if the Muslim world wanted to stop this, they could. They're treating the Palestinians as a human sacrifice. It's not right. Help them out. Stop it. They could do an oil embargo like they did 50 years ago. This shit would stop tomorrow. They're making money while those people die. Why should we, when these powerful, rich, billionaire, trillionaire Arabs could shut this down nonviolently, why should we get blackballed for jobs and housing and opportunities? They're using us here like they're using the Palestinians. And I say, hell no.
So we need to understand, like Dr. Short said, you guys, and I know it's been a lot of quote unquote people that's say they FBA and B1, and rightfully so is not going to say that you're not FBA or B1 that's trying to protest. Or if you're going to protest injustice, let it be blanket. When ain't nobody supporting oppression or
well, we never said that. We never said we want people hurt. As I said, I'm on the record. We had an invitation to go to the White House, and they canceled the tour because I was on the list of people. I'm that dangerous. A whole bunch of old white women can't go. No, just not invite me. They punished the whole group. You would think I was bad, like I did. All I said is stop killing people. That's how small. This is how I'm just telling you.
You guys in the chat, one thing I seen with the march was no ceasefire, no vote.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, you guys. Y'all know that shit ain't gonna happen. Them people gonna continue voting, and I'm not saying the Republicans is right, but them people all them people that was there, all these people that always say they stand up for black people and this, that, and the third, always want to side with the Democratic Party. They're still going to vote Democrat. So they could do all this bull crap that they do on DC and be on Instagram and all this other stuff talking about ceasefire or else. Ceasefire or no
Or
vote.
else it was bullshit or else for the nation. What's happened since that March in 2015? Really? I mean, you're going to sue the ADL. I'm not saying you can't or you're wrong, but you're suing the ADL? Who's stronger in the court system with judges? Black people or Jews? Who's got more lawyers? Black people or Jews? Who's got more money to fight and who has more law firms, blacks or Jews? Who's got more support from the Anglos and the other white ethnics, blacks or Jews? Who's got the boule, blacks or Jews? Who's got the black civil rights organizations, blacks or Jews? Who has the black celebrities, entertainers, and politicians, blacks or Jews? Who's got the black church, blacks or Jews? Fuck niggas, please.
If you're going to stand on the sword, you guys, be very, very careful. Don't lead the lambs to slaughter. And that's what these people doing. They're leading a whole bunch of black people to slaughter. A whole bunch of black people are going to face some backlash, whether you agree with myself, Dr. Short, or whoever.
I'm not saying, see, and our people are emotional. I'm not telling people what's happening to Palestinians is right. I'm saying it is horrible. It's disgusting. It's been going on all my life. And I can remember the first time I met a Palestinian. And that Palestinian, her name was Nala Bear. Nala Bear was a racist Palestinian that didn't like black people. And she didn't like me. I'll never forget it. I met her exactly 40 years ago this year. 40 years ago in September. Nala Bear. She's an English teacher at the University of Virginia. Loved white people, didn't like black folks. And that was my introduction to meeting Palestinians. Not all, but some Palestinians are racist as hell. And I was like, wow, I thought, not that you have to love me, but you mean she loved the Jewish students in class and they would say nasty stuff to her, but she liked them. She hated me. That's a crazy experience. My favorite teacher at the University of Virginia, Dr. Walter Hauser, a German Jew who I love. He died in 2019. I'll tell anybody I love Dr. Walter Hauser as long as I live. The person that looked out for me was Jewish. The person that got me back into the University of Virginia with the full scholarship. When I left UVA owed me money because I got hooked up by my Jewish professor. The Palestinian lady did everything she could to fail me. I'm not saying that's all Palestinians. It's just an interesting experience. I get away from home. The Jewish person embraces me, and the Palestinian person tries to destroy me. And I thought I could talk to the Palestinian woman. I've been watching what happened in Shatila and Sabra, where they slaughtered the Palestinians. That you could tell that lady, just even looking at black people, disgusted her. And I met other people like that. Some really hate us. Wow. I didn't know. See, I grew up with Middle Easterners that weren't, at least not racist like that. And so I was like, wow. And you have to understand, I'm not trying to tell anybody how to feel about anybody. I'm only saying to you, open your eyes. Mm-hmm.
So, brother asked a question, Dr. Short. Do you think they're going to implement the national draft?
I hope so, and I hope they take all the feminists with them. I hope every woman that ever wanted to be a man gets drafted and break the back of this feminist bullshit in the country. I can't wait until it's the same standard for everybody. I can't wait until that is. Let me tell you, I was listening to a story from a sister in my church fellowship today. And she was talking about a mother who was complaining about her daughter, and she was so worried about her daughter, and her daughter this, her daughter that. And it turns out She made the lady go and file a police complaint about her daughter missing. Her daughter got hit pushing a woman's car in the highway, and someone hit her and it killed her. But what had been happening is this woman, her daughter was getting high and hanging around with this adult lesbian. And the police put the lesbian in jail. But you know what? You know, it's interesting. The reason that the woman was reluctant to call the police was it was a woman molesting her daughter and she didn't know what to do. Had it been a man, she would have dropped a dime. Because we don't hold women accountable. God damn it, equality means equality. You commit a crime, I don't care how you piss when you go to the restroom. Your ass needs to do time. Our women have been ruined because they're under the old system where they're treated like they're delinquents, yet they're making more money, got more power, and all of that, and they're still getting protected in areas where you need to be fully accountable. There was a man in Tennessee that left a kid in the car, and man, they came after that bastard like they should have. But you listen every day in the summer, it's constantly women leaving kids in the cars, and it's treated like, oh, well, she was coming back. A man leaves a kid in the car, you monster, you brute, you killer.
She had mental health.
Why the hell is that? That's not equality. These women's asses need to do time for murder like a hardcore criminal. The backs of this feminist bullshit in this country must be smashed. And that means that examples have to be made the same way when a man is a serial rapist or a killer, we men want that dude stomped. The sisterhood is so hypocritical. They get behind the worst women. They're women that need protection, that need help, that need intervention. They often don't get it, and women get behind the dumbest ass women like Jada Smith. That's who they get behind. Some slime like her. There's some women out there that need blind support when they've been maligned either by a woman or by a man or by the system. And they get behind this bald-headed Siamese cat-looking fraud. And they're, well, Will Smith, whatever he's doing, doesn't constantly put his family out there. He did his book and moved on. She's like a criminal that keeps returning to the scene of the crime.
She got
and she's like a lot of folks, they keep doing it. They keep lying in court. Al Pacino, this woman has a baby and now he's got to pay her $60,000 a month. I hope the baby's his.
So, Dr. Short, I know one of the things that we had conversated about was Chicago again. Chicago and the illegals.
What about New York, too? We need to add that.
Yeah.
And I thank God. I believe in God.
New York is giving them a one-way ticket to anywhere.
But you know what's going to happen? I believe what's going to happen is someone's going to get killed by one of these illegals flown to a city. Do you realize a person would have grounds to sue the city of New York for being liable for their murder? Let it happen. Let someone get killed.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know our brother Afro Elite, he did a show, you guys, and I'm going to advise you guys to go to his show and check it out. Go to his channel, check him out if you haven't already checked Afro Elite out. But he did a show the other day on the illegals are not being vetted. Nobody's being vetted. We even have news reports from Texas where Texas built like this makeshift fence to keep them out. And our beautiful federal government went down there, opened up the fence and let them back in to continue letting them back in.
Because there is an effort to impeach Joe Biden where they find he got a $200,000 check from a company that didn't have the money. A $200,000 check. His house, how you get to your salary as the vice president is about to. What did you do to get $200,000? You're not selling a book. Your ass is too senile to get one done. Where's all this money, millions coming in? It's because of the corruption. The corrupt people have hijacked the government of this country. Joe Biden is a vulgar, degenerate, senile, pedophile piece of shit, racist piece of shit. And where are all the liar, coon-ass niggas who said things would get better if we just got Trump out that house?
Lesser of two evils, Dr. Short.
What do you mean? How's he the lesser of two evils?
He took the men off the street. He was the lesser of two evils. He was better than the alternative. That's what. No.
Look.
Oh, he said. What's his phrase, you guys? Oh, he makes a religious phrase that he uses. Something in reference to he's not trying to be the king. Some old crazy stuff he said. Y'all know he say about anything, and then people rewriting all types of dumb speeches and slogans for him. But he was the lesser of two evils, not realizing that he has been a policy maker for the last 30 years. Policies that put black people directly in harm's way. But we voted for him.
Of course we did.
You ain't black if you don't vote for Joe Biden, you guys.
No, we aren't black. We really aren't black. And this is the issue. This is why I'm angry. And this is why I don't like coons, right? And we have nothing to show for our support. In fact, when the new people get in office, and it's going to happen, if either we're going to have elections and these people are going to lose. And by the way, I've been saying this, Brother Dewan, the biggest losers in Biden's presidency are Black American women, although they can't see it.
What made you say that?
Well, affirmative action was the slighted Black woman. Black men have been getting affirmative action for decades. I've never benefited from it. Not really. Black women, that's a cut against Black women. Black women are losing contracting jobs. They're losing positions in corporations. You're going to see Black women get enough pink slips to be a New York ticker tape parade over the next month and a half. Remember, I said that to you. They're going to get this. You're going to see suicides and depression hit our professional class of Black women who are probably Greek letter and so forth. They're going to be miserable. And perhaps this is necessary because I'm sick and tired as a Black man of walking around. And when you talk to people, folks act like they don't understand what you're talking about, like you're a space alien for describing what you know to be as reality. Because it's not happening to them. I know sisters, they quit a job, get a job the next week. I know brothers lose a job no matter how hard they work. It takes them a long time to get into another one. They go through. You're a Black man. You've seen people have a job, everything lined up, and it takes them a good long while to get another one. You know I'm telling the truth.
I got somebody very close to me actually going through that experience now.
They get laid off.
In the world, they're actually overqualified
for everything, and they get told no. They get a Latina or an Asian or a gay super. All of a sudden, their high rating gets to zero, and if you don't have the money to go to court and sue, and the EEOC almost never rules in favor of Black men at all. Okay. Are you understanding me? So the Black guys have been getting screwed for a long time. It started actually in the late 60s. It started in education. You see a lot of Black women in college vis-a-vis Black males. Let me make it clear to you that Black men were recognized as the reason that you were having campus rebellions. Black men were the leadership against injustice on campuses. They needed to get rid of college-educated Black men or radically diminish their numbers. And there's been a systematic replacement of leadership So every time, and both parties, the Republicans have Candace Owens, the Democrats have Kamala Harris, and they've got Maxine Waters, and they've got Ayanna Pressley. You have practically, even black men in high positions are largely silent. The people that you see running their mouths, running their traps, are almost always black females. No other group of people is it so disparate. The disparity of the people doing all the talking and advocacy tend to be a predominantly male or a good mix of male and female. Ours is overwhelmingly female, and some men now and then, and even the men are very careful. The men are often gay, or the men are interracially married, or the men are very, very cautious. So women can be outrageous. They could be like Simone Sanders, totally over the top with her Magic Johnson's son-looking ass. These people that are female, Donna Brazile, you name it, can say basically whatever they want. Black men, you better not. It's not tolerated. I worked in television. The women could say and do almost anything. Male had to be careful. They fire you on the spot. You halfway made. If you made the secretary mad, they're ready to fire you. Black women that can be loud because you know what? For all of that bluster and loud talk for black women, they're just props of white supremacy if they're not in alliance working with black men for our freedom. So all these professional black women, I used to be in admiration of these sisters. I used to. I was stupid. Like I said, I used to be a feminist until I realized I was dumb. I'm sorry I was so stupid. I did not know that being a feminist, being a male supported feminist, that made me some kind of an asshole. I didn't know I was an asshole. I thought it was for black people. I actually thought that black women that were out here, they were really fighting for black women and children. They're liars. All of them. No, not one, like they sing in church. Not one of them goes to the mat for the black people. None. None. They're all on Emily's list. Barbara Lee, this little Richard-looking thing from California. None of them is for black people. The biggest traitors in our community right now are professional black women. Second to them are simp, soy boy black men. Like, did you see?
Soy.
And this is, hold it. Look for the picture of Don Lemon, who makes himself. He looks like he looks like
Kamala.
What's the broad's name? Kamala Harris. In fact, he looks better than Kamala Harris.
Soy
in
boy.
fact, why does Kamala Harris like Chef Boyardee?
Why?
He has meatballs.
Yeah, soy boy, Devin. Yeah.
So yeah, we can do the news. We just had to get this in. I want to say hi to all of you guys who are on the Angry Black Men's Book Club channel.
Yeah, you were finally able to connect, and I just got the alert.
Yeah, I finally got around all of the bullshit they were putting me through. Everybody, I'm here having a conversation with Brother Dome, aka Q. And when he was young, it was probably Screw. With Let's Talk 2. In fact, that is a channel I hope you support. It is a partner as we have the United New Black Media Network, where we're supporting each other, big and small and tall and so forth. And we will be working with other people that want to get the news out. You don't have to have 100,000 people to make an impact. If you can get a good 1,000, you're doing good. You need to know that Frederick Douglass's newspaper never sold more than a few thousand copies of that many. You only need a handful of people to get anything done in Black America. And so we're not worried about crowds. I want to thank all 5 of you that are here right now and give you in fact, MFM, everybody. Motherfucking money. We need it. We've got to have it. You gave it to Zelensky. You gave it to Satan Yahoo. You've given it to everybody but us, and we're here to get our MFM. MFM, and look, get it in your head that they owe you. We wouldn't be in the store stealing shit if we had what belonged to us. That's real ass talk here. And I want to say to you, since we talked about Israel, they just approved to give them $14 billion. And by the way, they gave $14 billion to Israel so they could kill Palestinians. And yet, just a few weeks ago, Joe Biden acknowledged that black HBCUs are owed what? $13 billion. His solution was to ask the states to give the money that they've refused to give since the 1950s. That's some bullshit.
Every HBCU should be speaking out against it, but they ain't gonna say nothing.
They're not gonna do it because they're boule. And this is why I'm so glad, Angry Black Book folks, you're here. I don't know how long Brother Q's gonna be talking to me, but this is Shirley Chisler or Shirley Chisholm, and she was a Zeta. She was a boule Caribbean tether. Pro-abortion, pro-LGBTQ, for a racist, white, lesbian, feminist advocate, this lady here. She was from the Caribbean, and if you read the book, I read her quote, "We Caribbeans are taking over." I will be reading, in fact, if you guys come on after, I'm going to be reading from chapter 11 to chapter 16. I'm going to try to get that done tonight. I got to go to church to baptize one of my sisters, right? Got to do that. Yes, I believe in God. Yes, don't let the cussing fool you. In fact, some of the best prophets were cursing. And in fact, cussing is good for the soul, especially when you've been provoked. Coons make me want to cuss. Y'all hear me? My cousin Marvin Gaye used to say, make me want to holler. Well, coons make me want to cuss.
Well, you know, Dr. Should I got to mess with you. Who else you found out was your cousin the other day?
Well, we're not going to talk about that yet.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Okay, so that's okay. So all of you on the Angry Black Men, there are 4 of you. Don't worry, I'm just warming up. We're going to be doing this. Let me see, what time is this? Like 9 something. You know, this is early for me. You know, so I'm going to be on this for a while.
Angry Black Man told me that.
Angry Black Men's Book Club.
He said, what would the HBCUs do with the money if they got it?
They would steal it. But the rich white elite steal, and they advocate the name of the poor, and they steal. Our black elite don't even know how to steal. In fact, they'll steal like from the little programs from little broke black folks that get some real money because they're cowards. They're frauds. They demand redistribution of wealth from the white rich to the black poor, and they take it all. They're grifters, they're liars, they're betrayers. And until we turn on them and despise them, we need a revolution against traitor, so-called successful black people like Oprah Winfrey. They're devils, they're enemies. And our biggest problem, and I'm going to tell you, I have to go through this with my mother all the time. They mention someone, tell them, I don't respect that bitch or this bitch. They've done nothing for us. I don't care if they're on television. In fact, the proof that they're no goddamn good is that they're on mainstream television to deceive our asses. Our problem is we've been taught when you see someone black showcased, they must be about something. The average wino that reeks of cheap wine in his own piss has more dignity and integrity than anybody black that you see showcased on mainstream television. I said that. And I've met some crackheads with more dignity than people I met in the universities and everywhere else. I've met gangbangers that are more real. And I'm not saying that it's good to be a gangbanger or it's good to be a wino, but those folks are hurt because the system has been structured to destroy us 2 ways. Everybody else does it to us, and then we've got weaponized coons, highbrow and lowbrow. upper class and lower class ripping us to shreds like human termites. And we got to cut our losses. In fact, where's my damn book at? Um, Angry Black Book Club. This is the next book. Oh yes, this is the next book. I might even read some of this tonight just to give you a precursor. Brother Juan and I are going to be looking at this book where we talk about niggas and guns. Niggas and guns.
They revolted down that piece, huh?
Niggas and guns. Niggas and guns. We're going to be talking about guns. Everybody needs one. 6.5 million people in this country. How they ass is going to make it. They're going to take it from you. They're going to.
So that's the next book you're going to go over, Dr. Short?
This is in the series. We Will Shoot Back will be one of the books that I'm featuring. Oh, yes, it is. And there's another book called Negroes and Guns. And yes, I do want donations. There are about 5 more books I need to get. I have to spend, and to keep up, to share this, I have to keep buying shit. I got boxes and boxes of books, but it's nice. I've been saving up to share this with people, what I've been running across. This book is fantastic. We Will Shoot Back. It's my next book. I may even read some of it tonight. And just to give you a precursor, because I'm going to be doing with Brother Juan, but the Angry Black Men's Book Club, we're talking about Shirley Chisholm. The person that wanted us to kill our babies, and she was supporting studs and supporting the LGBTQ and helping illegal aliens because her ass is a tether. Shirley Chisholm. We're talking about, in fact, what we'll be doing with the Angry Black Book Club, we're going to be talking about traitors, Black nationalism and Black resistance, right? And we'll be looking at both, juxtaposing people who have fucked us that we lit by, like sorry ass Bayard Rustin. I have to get his damn book. And the thing is, this is the reason why I want to read it to people. A lot of people won't read it themselves, is to have an opportunity to share it with a few hundred people who might otherwise not get the time or the opportunity to learn about it. So I've got books on Black nationalism I'm going to be talking about, because we need to understand that we are people, we're a nation, and they don't teach it anymore. They don't mind. In fact, let me just break this down to y'all so you can understand the bullshit that's going down in the Palestinian situation. All right. Part of what's going on in the Middle East, and it's been going on for the last 80 plus years. Actually, it's been going on for over 100 years. The English dogged the Arabs who wanted one Arab state from Morocco to Saudi Arabia. That's what they thought they were getting when they supported the English and the Allies in World War I, and they got betrayed. The Arabs wanted one country. They had been under the Ottoman Turks since the 1500s. They broke loose after about 400 years, and they wanted to have their own thing, and they didn't get it. And the English and the French have been against Arab nationalism. Hamas is a religious group. The Wahhabists in Saudi Arabia are a religious group. The people that the Westerners like tend to be highly religious, Islamic types of people. They do not like secular nationalist people in the Middle East. Nationalism is frightening because if you have a strong nation, you'll stand up to their white nations. In America, they don't mind women's rights, Black gay rights, trans rights, illegal rights, but they don't like Black people thinking of themselves as a people, as a nation. They're terrified of that. You get a Black group that says, hey, look, we're people that's come together, they start killing people. They've literally purged the whole idea of Black folks being a nation within a nation. They've killed off those kinds of people. And basically, they brought in Obama. They brought in Kamala. They brought in all these Black Democrats and others who basically just want to go along to get along instead of saying, we are a people, we are unique, we're to ourselves. People need to be reminded that we're a nation within a nation. In fact, the President's Kerner Commission study released 56 years ago, called the Kerner Commission study, said that Black people and white people were two nations separate and unequal. The President's study said we're a nation, and yet we've got folks saying, I'm just an American. You're dumbass. And the same way that you had that here, the Palestinians became an ethnic national group, that the Israelis don't want the Palestinians to be a people, not nationalistically. They don't. And so they help create Hamas, and Hamas has become a sacerdotal Frankenstein for their asses. Because the PLO, that many of you may have forgotten, called the Palestine Liberation Organization, led by Yasser Arafat, who was poisoned by the government of Bibi Netanyahu way back, not too long ago. And he was replaced by this sorry dude named Mahmoud Abbas, who's head of what replaced the PLO, or Al-Fatah, the Palestine Authority, which is the government that comes out of the Palestine Liberation Organization when they stop being a terrorist group. And the nation of Israel is against the Palestinians having their own unique nation. So they've made the Palestinians a stillborn people, not able to walk free or control land or be anything because they're white, they've got guns, and they say so. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? So Hamas was created to fight against Palestinian nationalism. And it's backfired. Black Lives Matter was created to fight against Black nationalism. That's why that shit is everywhere. And that's why I'm against those damn holes. And the bitch Colores is my cousin. We come from the same place in Georgia. It's called Lincoln County, Georgia. There's a big Colores plantation, okay? That bitch is my cousin. That no good bitch with the ring in her nose is stealing money is my cousin. I'm sorry. It's not me, guys. I'm true. And even if I had that much money, I'm not greedy. I would have probably got a house and not a mansion. And I would have took care of me and mom, and the money would have gone back to the movement. Somebody sent me a donation for me to get a computer. I have not blown that damn money. I'm still holding it because I need to get a new one, but I'm using the one that I got. Some people lied to our people. I'm not going to call names. Some of them in the conscious community, and they really hate Christians and the Bible because it teaches you can't steal or lie. That's why those folks hate the Bible. It checks their crooked nigger asses. And they'll tell you about the people who don't follow the Bible in the church. Well, damn, you don't follow the Bible outside the church. You're no fucking different from them. And anyone that does follow, like me, when you see me and you know who I'm talking about, you know good, agent nigger. I won't say what city you're from in the Middle Atlantic. You know who you are.
The one that walked away from you, turned his head?
I'm not talking about, no, but people think there's some fake ass people out here calling themselves leaders. They've got access to millions of people. You can't see anything concrete, no matter how much they take in, no matter how many people follow them. You can't find one victory for our people. Not one. And so I want to tell everybody, Angry Black Men's Book Club. The next book is We Will Shoot Back. And there's another book called Negroes and Guns. I think I'm going to get it. That's why I want some donations. I need to buy about 10 or 12 books. And these things are expensive, but that's why I'm and these, you know what I'm saying, Q? You know when I be telling you about books you buy, this shit, you start running out of money and shit trying to keep up with this, but you need to have it because I'm going to tell you something. If you're not watching, they're closing the schools, they're closing public libraries. They're ending history being taught in the school to suppress and destroy us as a people. If you don't have your own library in your own home, you may never be able to understand what's happening to you. You owe it to yourselves, like you have good records and good music and good videos and good electronics. You have to have a good Black home library. With that library, you should have seeds, guns, herbs, and food stored up. I got a box full of food in case we have an emergency, and we're going to get some more. We're at war.
You guys
We're
in the
at
chat,
war.
I got something I'm gonna do during the broadcast. Make sure you put in the chat hashtag Dr. Short. Just put hashtag Dr. Short. That's it. I got something real special for you guys tonight. Hashtag Dr. Short. Hashtag Dr.
Oh, and
Short.
by the way, brother, I hope you become one of my Patreon supporters. I support you. I hope you join me on Patreon.
Dr. Short, I got you. Hashtag Dr. Short. Everybody in the chat.
I want everybody to follow me on Patreon. I've been having so much fun. Y'all have no idea. All y'all listening, if you knew that YouTube won't even let me post my shows, they're holding up me being able to let you know I'm doing something. And I don't care. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep doing this. But I'm filming on Vimeo. Hey, Vimeo. Fuck, YouTube. YouTube. I'm not going no place.
I'm not keep it up. Hashtag Dr. Short, you guys.
I'm going to be out here.
Dr. Short don't even know what I'm doing while I'm saying hashtag Dr. Short.
I want you guys to hang in here. It's like 2 minutes after 10. I'm going to do this. I want to remind everybody, the Angry Black Men's Book Club, and we're going to go a couple of hours tonight, y'all. So take your time. You know, I don't really get started until about like 11:30 any damn way, because I'm a night creature. I can't wait until I get married.
Hashtag Dr. Short, you guys.
I want everybody to know that we're going to be in on Shirley Chisler, and I'm going to probably do an intro to this book. God, I love this book. We will fight back. I want to remind everybody I have a Patreon. I want to thank the 16 people that are backing me. I will be working on having exclusive content for just Patreon people. In fact, for all of you that like Brother Bag X, I'm only doing Bag X on Patreon unless I'm a guest.
Brother Bag X, I got him. You know this guy?
Of course I know. I mean, my father had children outside of wedlock, and he's like, an illegitimate family member. Nobody I'm proud of. So,
hey Claude, make it one word. Hashtag Dr. Short. Don't put the period and make it one word. One word. Hashtag Dr. Short, you guys.
We're going to be doing Coon Buster and other things, and that's going to be on Patreon. And some stuff will be for everybody, because for me, it's not always a hustle, although we all need it, because I'm working on some business.
So, Dr. Short, you didn't tell me Brother Bag X was so disrespectful.
Well, Brother Bag X is a representative of Black folks that don't give a damn, that should, and they can't unless you make them. Brother Bag X embodies the worst in Black people that we make excuses for. Sort of like the woman that's had 10 kids by 10 different men, and all the men were dogs. I'm thinking, after the third child, you're a hoe, right? But they don't think they know. If they had 100 kids by 100 different men, all the men are dogs, and she's Virgin Mary living for Jesus. So Brother Bag X is the embodiment of stuff that we all see and we know is real and nobody deals with. Sort of like the dude that saw a woman that got shot. Damn, he should have raped her first. How do you get sex out of a murder? I've seen people like that. It's a damn. He's thinking about her pussy. She's like on the floor, cold. You ask someone, why'd you shoot the other person that's in the car? And you know what they say? They want the passenger side. They think that's an answer. I'm telling you, a lot of the criminals, I have a lot of criminals in my family, so many. Um, and you know, I get along with criminals, except for when they do something. So look, brother, come back because I need you to stand in for 1 second. I'm gonna do something for a second. I'll be right back. I think Brother Q stepped out, but look, everybody, I want to say hi to all of you guys over there on Facebook. Hi to everybody watching on Vimeo. Hi to the 9 there. Hi to you up in Facebook. Hi to all of y'all. We're going to go into our stuff after this conversation. So when I stop with Brother Q, it's going to be on for the Angry Black Men's Book Club. Y'all don't mind. Just hang out for a minute, you know, be stimulated, think, and be ready. I know we're going to be talking about traitors, sellouts, but we're also going to talk about heroes and heroines. And that's important. If I tell you something bad, I want to bring you something good. That's why I said, you know, I did all this stuff on Shirley Chisholm. Shirley Chisholm, doesn't she look bad? Come on, somebody say she looked bad. Isn't she had hard looking? Come on. Y'all wouldn't date her. Who would want to pay her child support? Nobody watching this would want to be owing her child support. If you did, you probably would be on suicide watch. Maybe you did it when you were on crack or something. This is our next book. I'm going to be doing this with Lone Wolf Firearms on YouTube. I will be doing this book, reading this, and others, but in particular this one. This is a fascinating book. A fascinating book about Black folks and guns. We got to get Black folks out of being afraid of firearms. You're going to need them. You're going to need to strap up. I'm not an expert. That's why I'm going to get you a person with firearms, somebody that knows about firearms. I see 2 comments on my channel. Okay, El Negro Hotep, hello. Hey, Terry Hatcher, how you doing? R Dole, yeah, it's R Dole. Okay, y'all. Let me just say hi to y'all here in StreamYard. We're just trying to get people used to doing this. Because, you know, I didn't do this for a long time. Hi, everybody. I want everybody to share this Angry Black Men's Book Club. Take the moment to do that. Dole, Brother Terry, Brother Negro, everybody share this. We're going to be doing more and more, and you're going to see more collaboration. I'll be doing stuff with Sister Sean. I met this new sister. We're going to be talking about like bullshit here in the DC area that's gotten out of hand. It's time. I have waited. I couldn't stand it anymore. I couldn't take it anymore. I got sick and tired. Sick and tired of the bullshit. And that's why I said, you know what? And I wanted to just do this. I love books. The only thing better than an open book is open legs. Anyway, I'm going to take a break for 1 second. Give me exactly 1 second. Don't go away. I'm going to be back. I'm going to take these shades off. And by the way, let me show y'all something. How y'all like my fake ass dye job? I had to like get some for just for men and shit. I got tired of looking like I was an octogenarian. In as much as I'm not 60 yet, so hell, I'm trying to at least look relatively, you know, not completely dried up and ossified. So yes, I put some shit in my hair today. But let me see, let me clean these things off. Nothing like dirty glasses. Well, dirty cooch. almost as bad as dirty glasses. Uh, so hello to everyone, everybody. Did you guys see the Palestinian march? You know I didn't go. I'm not going no place, no place. Brother Terry, Keith Williams. Who else is up in here? It's just a handful. Who else is on here? All y'all say hi. Hey, Phil, Hightower, Coleman, what's up with you? All of y'all, it's taken me forever getting good news from the doctors. My heart's no longer completely jacked up. Uh, oh my God. I might even recover. All these drugs that they were trying to put me on and trying to like not go crazy. Let me take a second. Oh, 100% rotten podcast. I'm okay. I'm gonna have to get me some things now. Q, you're back. Come back because I need to use the restroom. I have to take a piss break, really. And I'm not gonna do a little jug and stuff in front of y'all. You'll say, Dr. Short's nasty. He pissed on his thing. He'll do anything for views. It's not true. I'm gonna go and piss in another room, and you won't even hear it.
Yeah, my system shut down for me. I don't know what's going on.
No, it's because we're about to start talking about niggas and guns and foreign affairs. And so let's see, it's 10:11. You think we can go until about 11:20, 11:15, and then I can take over from there and do my Angry Black Men's Book Club. Because I have folk out here waiting. I see Brother Terry Hatcher and Miss Coleman, and all these people are ready to go. We haven't been doing this stuff for a while. I think I'm back to normal mostly. Y'all have no idea. They say when you have a heart attack, everybody's afraid you want to commit suicide and shit. I don't want to commit suicide, although my finances have. A lot of shit goes bad when you get sick. Shit just goes bad. So I just sometimes just don't do anything. So I haven't done anything for a long time. And by the way, don't ever buy that Indian shit for your hair. My hair was green. People would have thought I was trying to celebrate Pride Month. I had to do Just for Men's about 10 times, man. I had to keep washing my hair to turn the shit back to at least brown. I mean, I look like a self-hating leprechaun, like a black LGBTQ, or should I say a swirl between the Irish and the black queen with green hair. I was like, damn, I look like a Afrocentric queer leprechaun. I was washing my hair trying to get that green shit out. Damn. I was embarrassed. Okay. And I was thinking my hair would be black. I mean, at least I would like for it to be dark brown. That shit came out green.
Mm.
That shit was embarrassing. And I haven't tried to rinse my hair, but when you want to get out here at Mac, especially when you have this adoring public, at least my hair's got some color. The light in this basement makes my hair shine. Looks like my hair is like white. And my hair is salt and pepper. It's black, brown, and gray. And white. Not just white, but it looks, you know what I'm talking about. It's shiny. And people think I'm about 80 years old. I wish I was 80 with Social Security. At least I could get me some cat food. And eventually, we need to do something before my mother lets this damn cat in. I noticed your cat shut the fuck up. What you give him?
But he takes them CBD nips.
Okay,
Nips
you need to give that. That cat needs some. That cat needs some pet Demerol or some Xanax to chill out and go somewhere, kill a mouse or something. So let me do a bathroom break. I promise we won't interrupt. And brother, do you have your questions for international news?
It's gonna be kind of crazy because I'm doing this right now on this tablet, Dr. Short.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'm having an internet connection, which is crazy.
well, see, it kept erasing my programs. I kept trying to alert people, and it kept erasing over. And I'm thinking, how does that happen? Everybody says, what is going on? Look, be prepared if you guys do social media to have all kinds of problems. They're messing up stuff. They really don't like these conversations. And it's amazing, little teeny tiny broke ass me. What are you afraid of?
Yeah, it's funny because I'm having a problem with my computer, but this tablet that I'm on is working well. My
Okay.
computer, my whole system just shut down while you was talking. That's where I went.
Well, I mean,
So you
it's
guys,
just so well. Well, don't do that again because I was trying to do a bathroom break. You making me hold it. And I'm old. I may have like prostate problems. And I'm like, God, I got to piss. When is he gonna come back? This
hold
big
on one second, you guys.
not a head ass went off when I told him I need the bathroom break. That's when he went. I said, that's inconsiderate.
Hold
Damn,
on, hold on.
it's just a typical Northern Negro.
Yeah,
You good?
hold on one second, Doctor Short.
Yeah, I have to keep him. My ureta's not gonna hold on. And damn it, it's not Sam and Dave and shit.
We'll be right back in the chat, you guys. We'll be back
Y-
shortly.
Okay, I'll be right back. Yeah, I will. Uh, I wash my hands after I touch my dick when I piss. If you don't, that's because you're nasty. So don't question me how long it took me to get back here. You see my hands are wet. It's because I washed my hands. You don't do hands nasty. You probably so please, okay. I'm the ass person. And so I take my damn time and I wash my hands. And when I wipe my ass, you get some of that shit on your thumb and shit. You don't even notice it. And that's how people have doo-doo on their cell phones. Medical matter. Don't touch people's cell phones. They have the doo-doo and stuff on there because they sneeze. They don't wash their hands. It's nasty people. So damn it, I use light soap to kill everything on my damn hands. Okay. I certainly did. I took my damn time and I will do it again. So if I have to piss on my hands, I'm back in here. So you see my hands are wet because I washed them. Nasty people, I mean, that's a lot of folks. It wasn't COVID, it's because y'all been filthy fuckers for all these years. And check up with you. You need to wash your hands and use wipes and masks, toilet paper around. I know from experience, ever since I've done wipes, it's like meat all over again. You feel clean inside. What's a song by Hezekiah Walker? Wipes will make you clean inside. Wipes will make you clean inside. They did. You don't itch. You don't have poop stain on you wipes. I mean, everybody, you should have wipes along with toilet paper, because toilet paper does not do the job. They're there. Wipes is what Black nationalism and Black power is, and MFM. Okay, Brother Q, you need to like get this moving, because my people on Angry Black Book are anticipating we will start over. We're going for these 2 weeks. And just to keep it interesting, I got some niggas with some guns. Guns. Yes, you need a gun. And in fact, I have a machete I'm not going to show you unless you try to break in my house. Shoot. I'll be like Oscar Mayer on your ass. I'm just saying. And I used to have spears, African spears. I've always wanted to like have someone try to break in my house and like do a shaka zulu and have the spear go through their ass and they're like hold it, like just trying to pull that shit out. If you can't get a gun, if you're one of those Negroes that went to jail and you can't get a gun, get a crossbow. Get a compound bow. Get something that can hit someone at a distance so they can't get up on you. Okay, and intrude in your house is not like pussy. You don't want it close to you. You want it laid out flat like a pussy, but not moving. Everybody needs a Bowie knife. In fact, okay, get some Japanese shit that won't break if you try to cut a grapefruit with it. Have it under your pillow like you're waiting for the tooth fairy that's a pedophile. But everybody's house has to have some shit in there to check these illegals and rogue Negroes and white supremacist races, because times are evil. And don't just have it, know how to use it. Like a lot of us are with guns, like a lot of studs are with sex toys. They buy them, but they don't know how to use it. That's why they end up being bisexual. Because they buy a sex toy kit to prove that they don't need a man. But you know, the ladies like to read instructions. So they end up getting lazy with the sex toys and end up messing with dudes because it's easier with the dude than to read the instructions for the sex toy. We need to move beyond being push and play niggas to reading the instructions. Reading the fine print like what we did not do with the subprime loans. Now, a whole lot of niggas pushing bass carts and shit. You think they work for Walmart. They're homeless. Their asses didn't read. That's why I try to get people back to the joy of reading. It used to be reading was the thing. Do you know how illiterate Black folk are today? Do you know that DC, roughly 40% of Black men can't read? It's a damn shame. They can't read. Their kids can't read. They all fucked up in school. And I was a social science teacher. We had all these discipline problems in school. You know why? Because the dumb fuck, in particular, young Black boys, their asses couldn't read, and it was embarrassing. So, you know, you ask people to participate. Oh, well, please include the students. Make them a part of the class, right? Ask a nigga to read, and he wants to fight you. Instead of saying, I can't read, I'm 18, I'm dumb, I have 2 kids, but I can't read. Motherfucker, how dare you ask me? And your ass can't read. Illiteracy is a big problem, Black men. Stop hating on Black going to college, getting debt. Your ass didn't even get out of high school. Now, let's deal with let's talk. I'm ready. You got some sound?
Yeah, I got sound, but it's choppy, Dr. Short. I'm trying to. I actually rebooted my computer, but it's taking a long time, so something's going on. I gotta clear my storage out.
Oh, okay. It's like they want you can't.
Yeah, it's tripping.
Did it?
Yeah, give me like.
Okay, y'all. They're being harassed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me just ask. There's something that you guys should have noticed, and I'm gonna just do this for world news. There's a guy who's Dr. Goya Boom. and the president of Guinea. They broke out the last dictatorial head of Guinea, who helped rape and kill 106 people in the national stadium in Conakry. Heavily armed men broke his ass out, probably because the French wanted to take his ass out, and they recaptured their former head of state, and he's back in lockup again. Let's give y'all some info so you'll understand the shit that they're not talking about. The Golan. He should do the claim. Cheney is president of the one is first and foremost, a whole lot of things are happening in the world at one time. One is Ukraine is over. The Ukraine game is over. I don't know if you saw, but Zelensky, the man who played piano with his penis, did semi-porn, who's a comedian that's now head of state, he and BB forgive me, August as a result of this, Ukraine is no priority. It's continued to fail. And y'all need to understand something. Um, uh, European people, just white people, talk a lot of trash about how superior they are relative to other people in the human race, instead of how interdependent we are, right? I'm so superior, I'm so blind and blue-eyed. I don't need anyone. We made everything. You other people just subhumans, waste that should die off. But your resources, Africa, let me know how the 30-year-old white work out. Okay, I hope so. Um, it, it works if they want it to. It's worked before. No, but definitely. We're not trying to do, drama. Brother,
Finally back, you guys.
sisters,
I apologize for that.
Ukraine is crashing. America's in trouble, and these European countries that have gotten in because Europe has been colonized by the United States since the Second World War ended under NATO and the what's this damn thing called, the Marshall Plan. And since the fall of the Soviet Union and the expansion of NATO, all of Europe is effectively an American colony against Russia, with the exception of a few countries that are saying no, like Hungary and some of the Slavic countries that know that Slavs are basically the niggers of Europe. Real talk. They know that they don't mind all the Ukrainians dying because they're Slavs. You know, white folks have hierarchies, not just on color, but you know, certain people are European, but they're not white enough. Have you ever noticed sometimes there are people who just can't work with Italians and Greeks and Spanish? Even says, damn, they're white. I thought everything's been white. Well, it's not white enough. Portuguese isn't white enough. Turkish ain't white enough. Russian ain't white enough, says people like Hitler. They're white, you know. Sort of like black people have colorism, white people have colorism too. So all of this arrogance about how powerful and important and how great Europe is, but at the end of the day, the Europeans are dependent on resources from other countries because Europe is resource poor. So they're getting their stuff. They were getting their oil and gas from Russia, but you know what? Asshole Biden told them that they can't get gas and oil from Russia. And what do we know about Europe? It gets cold. It's not close to the equator. That's why I have all that light skin. So, and Biden and them destroyed the pipeline that Russia had to take gas into Europe. So without the gas for Russia that was affordable, the Europeans need alternative sources of energy. Well, they thought they had a solution. There's a little crooked, lying, my God, this dude looks like a worm with clothes on. He's the head of state in Nigeria. His name is Tinubu. Tinubu made a deal with, what's this dude's name? Macron, the no good French head of state. And they were going to get a gas pipeline so they could get gas from Nigeria. Nigeria has gas out the ass. If you've ever been to Southeast Nigeria, you just see the stuff lit all night of gas coming out of the ground. I've seen it being in Southeast Nigeria, in Calabar, in Port Harcourt, in Enugu, in what are the other places? Oyo, Eket, there's so many other places in Southeast Nigeria that are oil rich, right? Where the Ogonis are, Cross River State, all these other kinds of places that they have. The Nigerian gas and oil was supposed to go through a pipeline from Nigeria through, guess which country, which is immediately to the north of Nigeria? Niger. But the coup in Niger And this guy that's there who got rid of the guy who's Bazoum, it should be Bozo, the no good. This guy's from one of the little minority groups in Niger that nobody likes called the Tubu. And the Tubus are sort of like coons. They're Arab sometime, African sometime. So, they're playing this little color paper, African paper bag shit, a Sahelian African paper bag game. You'll find that there's certain Africans that identify as Arab-like, and they don't like the Bantu African type. So that, I'm a Sahelian or I'm a Saharan, and you're a grassland nigger or you're a tropical forest Negro, and I don't dig you. We have this shit too, Black folks. Folks don't like each other from which project you're from or which part of the state you're from. Are you from down south or up north? Are you from a big city or small town? Are you from the suburbs? Do you like white pussy? Don't like white pussy? Are you Muslim? You're Christian? We have reasons to dislike each other too. You're a Hova. You're a Yahweh. There's something stupid. We're not going to get them on. But anyway, we still are more united than they are. Now, this Tubu dude, they kicked his ass out. They had worked out some deal because the French were getting from Niger uranium at about 37 cents a pound. Are you understanding me? You can't get bananas for 37 cents a pound. And the French were getting uranium, a high value mineral or resource, for 37 cents a pound. You're lucky if you can get grapes or cherries at 37 cents a pound in the last 15 years. Somebody talk to me. So how is a valuable material like uranium selling to the French for 37 cents a pound? And this new dude that's come in said, oh no, white people, French white people, all that bread stuck up on your arm, that yeast must be in your armpits and blocking your thought. If uranium is selling for like $220 a kilo, why are you getting 85 cents a kilo? I mean, that's beyond, that's more than 100% ripoff. So now they've raised the price to somewhere between $212 to $220 or more, or it's more than that, for a kilo of uranium, which means the French are facing astronomical energy expenses because 1/3 of their economy is driven by uranium that they rip off from Niger. So this uranium shit gets cut. The pipeline that they thought with this crooked bozo nigga, and then this Tinubu drug dealing, no good Nigerian Yoruba Muslim, and Muslims do sell dope, and a lot of Muslims are corrupt as hell. And Malcolm X was a goddamn liar to say that just converting to Islam is gonna make niggas perfect. Because if Islam made niggas good, explain that Muslims in Africa. The more fucked up and dysfunctional countries in Africa, the more likely it is Muslim. Just saying. Who's drowning in the Mediterranean primarily? People from Muslim African countries. Why that is, I mean, we can get into that conversation another time, but if Islam just made everybody black, work together, have dignity and self-respect and shit, Africa couldn't be like it is. Not trying to make Christians look perfect, because we could talk about this sorry tambourine rattling asses too, but I just go deal with this. So this situation in Niger, these people went up on their uranium and they said hell to the no. They did this to Macron. They wouldn't let his gas pipeline go through Niger. And then the Algerians, the country to the immediate north of Algeria, the country to the immediate north of Niger, also doesn't want the pipeline, and also told the French. We remember that when the French initially went into Algeria in the 1830s, the French killed as many as 2 million Algerians. 2 million, that's like killing everybody in Gaza and leaving some change. White folk have really messed over some people, y'all, and history can come back to your ass. The Algerians remember that, and the Algerians also know that between 1954 and 1962, the French killed at least 1.5 million Algerians. Like 1 in every 8 Algerians were killed by the French. It's a lot of killing. 1.5 million people, my friends, it's like killing everybody in DC and Baltimore. Just poof. So the Algerians didn't want to help the French. They weren't going to be a country that was going to be used to screw over another African country by these goddamn blood-sucking French. The country that was going to fuck over the African countries and help the French, the country that is like a super anti-black country in North Africa, is Morocco. And there must be a God somewhere. Didn't they have that earthquake that just completely fucked their shit up? You haven't heard from Morocco's ass since. Morocco had agreed to facilitate the French going in and attacking their former African colonies that don't want to stop getting raped. And the Most High God gave their ass an earthquake to just shut the whole country down. They've been real cool since the earthquake. I don't want anyone to have earthquake. I don't want Gaza bomb, but you know. So I'm saying this to say something to you, that the French, and it's now wintertime and it's cold as shit in Europe, people are going hungry, people are going cold, the prices of utilities and is going to the ceiling. The American sanctions that they put on Russia have cost the European economies anywhere from $1 to $2 trillion. That's devastating to their economies, my friend. A lot of people are hurting. And on top of that, Biden and them, and even Obama before, were pushing these European countries to let all of these illegals from Muslim and African countries to come in. So now you got millions of people, grifters and shit, groomers, folk raping people everywhere because they haven't seen anybody walk around half naked before. You go to a Muslim country, you can't have your titty hanging out, showing your tattoo and shit, eat at Joel. So I got this tattoo from my boyfriend on this titty, and I broke up with him. I got another. You can't do that shit. As I said, it's just the black women here are spoiled. You can walk around with your behind exposed and nobody can say or touch it. That shit doesn't happen in the Middle East. They run a train on your ass to kill you or rape and kill you. You can't be a hoe or, well, actually there, practically everybody's a hoe. If you're not covered up and married, you're presumed to be a hoe. And they're bringing those kinds of people, that mindset here. When you start seeing people disappear and shit, who told your asses that when people think that a person's a hoe, they just grab it? So how do the French, who can't get gas from the Russians, and the Saudis and these other people are pushing the price of gas to the ceiling to take advantage and get paid off of the war and shit? I do it too. There's one place where they can get gas and oil cheaply. You know who has gas and oil, people? The Palestinians of Gaza. Gaza sits on top of a sea of oil and gas, and the trillions of cubic feet and billions of barrels of oil and shit there. Nobody can, because the Israelis don't want a Palestinian state to have a good economy and be viable. Because imagine if you've been fucking over people, killing them, pushing them around, killing their goats and shit, cutting their trees down, blowing up their houses, and all of a sudden you got rich. Think about all the people who fucked over you and you hit Powerball tomorrow. What could you do to their asses for what they've done to you? And then you have a better idea why whites are saying no to reparations to you. What if you could get, my family are Indians, half. They owned a lot of land in Montgomery County, Prince George's County, Charles County, St. Mary's County, Anne Arundel County, Howard County. I'm just telling you, lots of it. Do you realize if I suddenly had money and we could go after the people who've stolen thousands of acres from our families all over the country? In just one situation, my cousins who are related to Emmett Till, the battles down in Mississippi, had somewhere between 80 to 120 acres of land worth over $80 million stolen in the 1950s. Do you realize if they had the money to fight and they could get it back, that person or that family that's gotten rich off of stealing from my family loses, which means that's why they lit these illegals and give everybody opportunities but us, because they know, for example, it's a big ass lie that everybody came here from Africa on a slave ship. There are treaties that people have signed with some of us who are indigenous, are mixed, I'm both and. Don't hate Africa. Look, I love African stuff. I love Africans. But as I said to this Pan-Africanist nigga, I look at my mother every day. My mother's an Indian. My grandfather's an Indian. My aunt said they're Indians. My grandpa's an Indian. Why do I have to lie to make some insecure, self-hating Negroes who want us all to be in some Marcus Garvey box feel good when it's a damn lie? I thought Black people were for the truth. I've learned the reason that we're slaves is because we like lies. I always tell people the story. I remember going to my grandfather and saying, "Granddaddy, tell me about the people from Africa and the family. Tell me about the slaves." What my grandfather says, "I don't know anything about any slaves, son." What do you mean you don't know anything? Come on, man. We're Black. Yes, son, we're Black. Now we're Black. What do you mean? Well, we're Black now. I says, well, what's your mother? My mother's an Indian. What was her mother's an Indian too. I'm Black. Your grandmother's Black. So I guess we're Black. But my mother's an Indian. My great grandma's an Indian. Okay. I'm just saying this to you. Now, understand something. So the Palestinians, who are like the Indians in America, have all this oil and gas, and they're occupied, and they're in a concentration camp situation. And the Israelis know about the oil and gas that they have. And they know if those Palestinians were able, in particular, who runs Gaza? Hamas. If you saw what Hamas did on October 7th, was selling loose cigarettes and other shit, what would they do if they had some oil and gas money? They'd probably have a little nuke. They would do some crazy shit. Look, I'm not praising Hamas. They showed me that this is damn.
Dr. Short.
God knows that they be blowing up buses and shit. What would they do if they had some real money to get some real weapons? Not the little firecracker shit they be firing. Don't you think the Israelis think about that?
Could you explain
that the Palestinians really had real money? Some real motherfucking fight against Israeli colonization and white settler money? I think. Okay, the Black by people, he wrote a little what they billion cubic feet of natural gas. You think brothers white Jews from in America and Latin America, they plan to depopulate Gaza and get the oil and gas. And you need to know, I believe the country Qatar and at least some people from they met on the Greek island, and they've already decided that they're going to get oil and gas and steal the Palestinian shit. And the French want that. That's the French people's plan C. Plan A was Russia. America blew up the Nord Stream thing, so they got cut out of that shit. Okay, can't get mad at then the niggas go rogue in Africa. All of a sudden, these self-hating Africans are kind of sold our asses and shit. Now, all of a sudden, they black and proud, and they doing a economic bush bitch thing on the French where they want half and shit. And white folk never expected Africans to want a fair price for anything. After all, they got us for a damn song and shit. Now, after 500 years, Africans are tired of playing a cool version of Let's Make a Deal. They want some real motherfucking money when the French are on their fucking knees and shit. So they cut their fucking pipeline. So where the French going to get secure energy? Who can make certain that they can take the shit out of the ground?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with our signals tonight.
This fuck up predator, no good Joe Biden has destroyed the American energy sector because they want you to go broke buying electrical cars that'll blow up and set your houses on fire. And they're $17 a gallon. Basically, that's the equivalent to recharge the shit so he can give money to the Chinese who bribed his CCP loving ass. Where are the French going to get this damn oil? They've got the Israelis because the French have a Jewish organization called CRIF, C-R-I-F. I think it stands for the Jewish citizens in France, but it's C-R-I-F. CRIF is the name. CRIF is the French version of AIPAC, which is the American Israel Political Action Committee. The British have their high-powered Jewish group too, and those folks have some Epstein who have all kinds of videos of people screwing kids, and they got something probably on Lindsey Graham. That's why his ass is for Israel no matter what. If Israel wants to drop a bomb on the White House, you could get Lindsey Graham's ass on CNN to approve it. I don't know what they have a video of him doing, but I think it's pretty spicy, right? There's a reason that everybody just says yes to Israel. I mean, they talk about hard-headed rednecks that say no to everything. They say no to being straight. Now, when it comes to Israel, it's yes, 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 yes. I'm not saying to say no to Israel, but damn, there's nothing, because the whole Epstein thing shows that the Israelis run the American Congress through blackmail. I live in D.C. The way that you run everything is that you can say, you know what? You're fucking the Page from the Page School. You better support my bill, you bitch. I'm going to have someone from the Washington Post expose you. Adam Clayton Powell, first black congressman from New York, the congressman from Harlem, the one who they stripped of seniority and they illegally expelled from Congress and he got put back in by the Supreme Court. You wonder how he got all that legislation for Head Start and the war on poverty shit that this black man moved, because he knew who the white folk were fucking in Congress. Tell someone, you know, you're fucking your chief of staff. You guys are gay. I'm going to get the Post to do a story on you. Thanks for your vote. I'm just telling you how DC works. I have a problem here. Just tell you know what? You're a stud. In fact, you need to take the pubic hair off your tongue when you're talking to people. Do you notice I can see that? Then all of a sudden, people don't. You know, people. Y'all think I'm joking? I had a friend that couldn't get a promotion. I had to call the city council person up there. I had to speak to someone. Dude, don't you know? You think I don't know that you're not fucking your boss? I have his personal number. Send his ass a message. My friend got his promotion. Okay. That's how DC works. You always have to know people's business. Once you tell someone, you know, You've been fucking the Federal Express person. I know because their truck is blocking the street for 2 hours once a week. You better stop doing this stuff. I'm gonna tell everybody. That's how DC is. It's this place is corrupt as shit. I could look at someone if they get advanced real fast. Oh, I'm trying to figure out who they screwed to get that. It's not different from Hollywood. You know, have the casting couch for people to get starring roles and shit. I hope nobody did anything to Will Smith's son for that Karate Kid shit, because it's a really good movie. He's been strange ever since that movie was made. Come on, Q. Look up and goodness will. It was a great movie. I thought Jalen Smith was great, but he's been strange ever since he did the Karate Kid. Didn't you expect him to do another film that was such a big hit? And then all of a sudden
his acting career is just
like Hollywood. DC's corrupt. DC's nasty. And I'm saying to you that blackmail is how you get stuff done in DC. Really. And so these Israelis have dirt on everybody. And that's how and the Turks have stuff on people. In fact, let me share something with your asses to show you how blackmail works. You know that bald-headed punk ass nigga up in New York, Eric Adams. See how they raided one of his campaign people's house Thursday. I told you something was wrong with that nigga. Hey, Q, look at me, man. We were talking about his sorry ass. What's it called? Eric's Arc or Adam's Arc, whatever the hell the show is. He's sorry as
Eric's
shit.
Arc.
I told you he wasn't shit. He's working with the Turks who spy on people. There was a woman, her name was Edmonds. She was a Sibel Edmonds. She was a Turkish woman who got basically run out of the government for whistleblowing that the Turks were spying, because everybody's business. Trust me, in DC, it's like a political Hollywood, and they get people to do nasty stuff and then they own you. I'm just trying to tell you this. Okay. It's the same way that they got that little sorry ass one. Who's the one that had Bill Clinton's nut on her dress? Come on, you know her name.
Monica Lewinsky.
What's the stupid ass girl's name?
Monica Lewinsky.
Monica Lewinsky. Don't you guys know that Monica Lewinsky, who's Jewish, got situated into Bill Clinton's situation by Rahm Emanuel and these other people who work with Jewish intelligence, and they were able to manage Bill Clinton through this woman who he was sticking a cigar up her ass, wishing it was his penis. And when Bill Clinton didn't do what they wanted, they whipped this stuff out, you put a cigar in the Jewish girl's pussy, we're going to tell everybody. Then Bill Clinton started doing shit, bombing people and shit, to try to play it off. And he still got busted. That's how DC works. It's that damn nasty. And the Boulet's just as nasty. You see people getting stuff, you know that they screwed somebody. Somebody got that. There's no way. No way that all this stuff is happening if someone didn't use them. There's a song they used to sing in church, I'm going to live so God can use me. Here, I'm going to live so fraud can use me anytime, anywhere. Believe that. So I'm now saying to you that Biden and them know about this gas shit in Gaza and this oil shit in Gaza. And the French, they need some goddamn oil and gas. Israel needs some goddamn oil and gas. They want to get paid. The Israeli economy is in trouble because these bastards are insatiable. And Israel has a permanent underclass of 500,000 to 1 million people who are miserable in Israel. Their country's on the brink of a civil war. We're talking about some Jew on Jew violence, man. People are going to have kosher murders and shit. Can't stab you on Sabbath, but I'll stab you tomorrow. Okay. Shalom, right? Stab you the next day, right? God won't mind me killing you on so it's not a holy day. I mean, it's really deep like that. Now, what I want to say to you is, if the oil and gas is that important to Europe and that important to the Israelis and the other people who have information of folks, then they don't have a problem doing everything they can to exterminate, eliminate, and drive out the Palestinians. And the way that money is made these days, like corporations like Bechtel, they make their money through reconstructing areas after they've been destroyed. They get all the grants and all the money. Who's been giving the bags of money to Hamas, with Israel having everything cut off? The Qataris. The Qataris are racist Wahhabis. The Qataris helped kill the black people in Libya and get rid of Gaddafi. And the Qataris probably want to make Gaza into a new Dubai. I'm just saying. And so the French and all these other people have conflict of interest behind Gaza, which means they don't mind letting 2.3 million people be destroyed. And before we get upset about that, remember, there are 23 million displaced people in Congo. As many as 8 million people have been killed in Congo for a war that goes back to about 1995 or 96. It's almost 30 years of warfare. So Africans are dying every day all over the African continent. In fact, I want to remind you, due to biofuels and other things and manipulation of food prices, a minimum of 16 million children die every year. Disproportionate number of them are African children. So that means maybe 10 million African children die a year because of hunger. And that's structurally created by the United States, the United Nations, the World Health Organization, the IMF, World Bank, the Club of Rome, and everybody systematically decimating a minimum of 10 million Black children every year. So you're talking about 2.3 million Palestinians. Like, it's terrible. But if you think about it, in 10 years, that's 100 million dead African babies. That's a lot of dead people. That's more than World War I and II put together. In fact, it's more than World War I and World War II and all the proxy covert wars that followed World War II, and just dead African children. So before we get all caught up and upset, let us understand. And there's a very good book. It's called One Nation Under Blackmail. This is the reason I keep begging for contributions. I need to get both sets. Many of you don't know that Egypt, Saudi Arabia, in fact, some of these Islamic nations have gotten together with Western nations to make certain that African nations remain poor and dependent. So much for Islamic Brotherhood. And the only people that believe in Islamic Brotherhood are ignorant Black Muslims. You know, Black Christians don't think that white Christians give a damn about us. Black Muslims actually think the other people care. It's kind of funny. They really don't. Shit, I'll stay with Jesus and shit. My L'Oreal, Jesus is doing more for me than what you guys are getting from the stuff you're into. I said it just like that. I mean it. So France is desperate. So they don't have a problem letting the Palestinians die, as awful as it is. Again, what's happened to Palestinians is genocide. Genocides happen all the time. There's a genocide in Haiti. There's a genocide and again in Ethiopia going on. There's a genocide in Sudan going on. There's a genocide in Congo going on. There's a genocide all over. Genocide that happened in Afghanistan. There's a genocide in Iraq that America did. Genocides happen all the time. And the real thing is, I'm gonna just say this to you so we can move on. The Islamic nations could solve the problem in Gaza overnight with an oil and gas embargo. They don't want to do it. They have a fantasy, sort of like Black people who think that they can all move back to Africa and make one big Black kingdom and everybody respect us, which is basically a mountain of shit with piss on it. Not that I'm against such a thing, but how long do you think it's going to take? How many of you have family reunions every year where you can get your own family here to like even I'm not talking about just dance to some Marvin Gaye and some some funk records, but really figure out how the hell you guys are related to each other and create some real network for economic empowerment for your family the way that Asians and other people do. We don't do that here. Why would Africans with hundreds of languages and sub-ethnic groups all of a sudden, after millions of years of human existence, say, let's all come together? And wait a minute, you think the North African Arabs want to hook up with the Africans? No. Do you think that the Hausa really want to work with the Igbo? No. The Yoruba really want to work with the Igbo? That's Nigeria, the most populous country. No. The middle belt people want to work with the people in the forest belt? No. The northerners work with the southerners? No. The easterners with the westerners? No. So how are you going to get all of Africa to work together? Why put so much energy in getting 1.6 million to 2.2 billion people to work together when we haven't been able to figure out how to get 75 million Black people to work together in the United States? Where we speak the same language, we've got phone access, internet access. We have no fucking reason why we can't work together other than we're betrayed and we don't really want it. Some of us are happy being slaves and we have no good trade or leadership worthy of death. I said that. And yet these Pan-Africanists and others all want us to believe in this fairy tale called Pan-Africanism. And by the way, Pan-Africanism has always been pushed by white supremacists who want the land that belongs to us Aboriginals, people like me who are Powhatan and Seminole and Pamunkey and Piscataway and Cherokee, to tell me my home is somewhere else. You mean some of my ancestors' homes are somewhere else? I agree with you. I like Africa, love it, love Africans. I got family here too. And so it says a bird in hand is better than two in the bush. Well, Pan-Africanism is 100 dead birds in the bush, and the bird in hand that we have in America, we want to let that shit go and hand it to some illegals, and we wonder why everybody's got something but us. As long as we're ingrates, as long as we don't like what we have, who we are, where we've been, what we've come from, we're collectively fucked as a people. Let me make this clear. If I had billions of dollars and I could find reliable people, I wouldn't have an issue in my heart at all with working with people that are African. If I had millions, if I could find reliable people, I have no issue working with people who are African. But in the interim, as I broke, in the words of Booker T. Washington, a great person, and I could care not a fuck who doesn't like it. I have some differences with Mr. Washington. He was anti-reparations. His ass was stupid on that. He was rich. A lot of Negroes that think they made it don't think it. We broke ones don't need it. We need MFM. We've always needed it. But he said, cast on your buckets where you are. Do something when you can, where you can, as fast as you can, as much as you can. It's a solution. So bring it home. We need to keep our asses out of these conflicts. Stop fighting other people's fights. And stop jumping into stupid religions that you don't know anything about. And why would you go from being a dumb fuck Christian to being a dumber fuck Muslim without researching what Islam's all about? If you can't get along with the sisters with the big fat butterball, Smithfield ham arms and shit, you know, the broads have the big ass arms that look like they have a football under on the back of their arm. If you can't get along with them and they have the chin hair and enough moles and shit to be a California raisin mutant, how the hell are you going to get along with these Pakistanis that like screwing their own cousins and shit that hate everybody when you become a Muslim? And I'm telling you, there are a whole bunch of no good Black people that call themselves leaders who everybody calls elders, and their asses can't stick to anything. First, you're Christian. Then you're in the Nation of Islam. Then you become an Orthodox Muslim. Then you get into African religions and spirituality. Then you go into fucking voodoo. I'm like, damn, how can you lead me when you can't stay with nothing? How are you a leader when you mean you made 5 religious mistakes in your goddamn life that you kept picking the wrong faith to be in? If you can't figure out how to order your fucking spirituality or life, how are you going to be someone's elder or leader? You want to tell me about pyramids? Show me what you've done if you've had 50 or 60 years in the public and have had resources and resourceful people to accomplish something. What have you guys done, boomers? And what the boomers like doing is pointing you into Pan-Africanism, socialism, leftist stuff, feminism, everything that they never want to deal with home. You know why? Because they were abusive, neglectful parents. The greatest abuse of all is that they didn't convey identity. They didn't give a clear political, socioeconomic path for how we would succeed. And as a result, we're failing because they failed, and they failed many times over. There are also people say, oh yeah, we'll let all the people in. The more brown people in America, the better shit will be for us. And I have to go off on my mother, nigga, you haven't had to work with these Spanish-speaking people. No, you haven't. You got to work with black or white people. You don't know anything about this stuff, so you need to just take my, just please. Birth order doesn't mean you know anything. Because you like 20 years older than me doesn't mean that you haven't noticed. I had to point out to whenever you see people in the stupid white vans and shit driving erratically, it's a Latino. They have something they get hard on driving white vehicles. Am I lying, brother? Yes?
Yeah.
I don't hear you.
I said, yeah.
I can't hear you at all.
Man, I don't know what's going on. I said, yeah.
Then my mother had to say to me, you know what? When I see people driving crazy and they have a white vehicle, a white van or white car, they're Hispanic. Says, I told you. I says, I don't hate people. I'm just telling you what I see their asses do. When I hear about someone try to kill someone with a hammer, I know that's not a black person. Literally shot the person or beat them to death with their hands. A hammer? Damn, it's not Home Depot. This is a hood. You can kill that person's ass shit. I mean, a hammer, that's a person that's got some issue, you know, somebody from some rural area that's got a tapeworm on their brain. When black folks will hurt someone, they really try to do that shit with their hand. I'm going to shoot you. Now, you get a blunt object if it's some domestic shit. But out in the street, you're not going to try to take someone on with a hammer because you get your ass beat. You take a gun out in the street. Now, in the house, you know, a chair or something, I get it. You know, butcher knife, but not out in the street. Come on, Brother Q. You think you go out in the street and try to take someone on with a hammer? No. I know it's not a black person who did that. I could tell nigga would do that. Nigga would go there with the gun, make certain that that person's ass is face down. Or at least face up, laid out on the pavement, bleeding out and shit, but not a hammer and shit, because someone could take this shit from you.
I wouldn't even consider that a weapon.
Now, look, we're gonna stop here because they're giving your ass some technical problems. Am I lying? Yeah, they have messed up. Look, welcome to the life of Dr. Shore. When we start trying to do stuff, all of a sudden technical things start going wrong time and time and time and time again, no matter what. At first, I couldn't get this stuff up on StreamYard. Then they took his sound out. But, you know, that's okay. I want everybody to, first and foremost, give an applause. I want everybody following me. I'm going to put up this channel. It's called Let's Talk To. It's on YouTube. I just posted it in the comments. He's on YouTube. We do things together when they're not stopping us. The better we've done, the more problems we get. We're working together as I'm working with Chef C. who has a YouTube channel called On Their Necks. There is another YouTube channel called Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf Firearms. And we are the skeleton crew of a large group of Black bloggers, podcasters, and others that plan to change the trajectory of Black civic engagement online. The minute we start talking about this shit, everybody start having problems. And this brother did a show with Juan on guns and got like almost 400 hits. And that they're really upset because we're working with an NRA registered weapons expert. They don't like this. And I'm going to get Black farmers and other things, and pharmaceutical people will get mad because I would just say to people, we can do better. So what I'm going to do is close out here. But remind all of you that are watching me from Let's Talk 2, we've been doing this for 3 hours. Need your support. Come on over to the Angry Black Men's Book Club on YouTube, or you can watch it. I have Randy Short, Randy Lancaster Short, Dr. Randy Short. I think I'm on Facebook. I think I haven't put it up on Instagram. And my Vimeo is Dr. Randy Short. You'll be able to see this if you come in, because I'm ready to start reading. In fact, I might do something different before I go into Shirley Chisholm. We'll be talking about Beauty Isn't Skin Deep, talking about Shirley Chisholm, a sellout tether feminist who was promoting LGBTQ and eugenics and intersectionality and feminism, which is unacceptable. And yeah, I'm absolutely out to expose this shit. And our theme, for as long as until the end of this year, we're going to be talking about Black nationalism, Black heroes, Black villains. We're talking about this, and also giving historical examples. So, and pointing out, because we don't get taught that they're traitors, that they're enemies, and that they're heroes, real ones. I want your support. I need Patreon people. I have 16. I'd love to have 60. My Patreon is Dr. Randy Short, Dr. Randy Short, Dr. Randy Short, DrRandyShort. That's my Patreon. My Cash App is Dr. Randy Short. $, DrRandyShort. My Vimeo is Dr. Randy Short, DrRandyShort. It's easy. All you have to do is Google www.angryblackmensbookclub online. www.angryblackmensbookclub.com is our website. Angry Black Men's Book Club on YouTube. And I've got some other things I've got to work on getting this Rumble connected. I'm not savvy. Remember, I'm an Xer. So anyone that's tech savvy, I would love your advice for how to get this RMTP, whatever it is, hooked up so I can have this professional StreamYard reach as many different people. And you need to know if you don't get too much away, because YouTube doesn't allow me to send out notices. People really didn't like what I was doing when I was talking to hundreds of thousands of people. And some of us aren't running after popularity. I talk about things as I see fit, how I feel about it. Feminists and others be damned, simps, sellouts, traitors. I don't like you. And I don't want to like you. I don't want to be friends. I don't want popularity. I'm not after crowds. I'm after giving my point of view, which is worth something. So again, Patreon, Cash App, and of course, if you don't do those, I do Zelle, my Zelle, and my gmail.com, www.randyshirley@gmail.com, www.randyshirley@gmail.com, and that's also my personal email. And I try to write people that ask serious, intelligent questions. I try to answer if I can. If I don't get back to you, write me. You know, I had someone tripping on me. You forgot about me. Damn, they write me under a pseudonym and shit. Don't do a stupid shit like that, because I came back at that person. I think that was dumb. It would have been easier to say, hey, Mr. Shirley, I was talking to you. It's been a while. Blah. Versus talking about how I forgot someone and how I didn't do this, that. Haven't paid me anything. I told them, you know what? You want someone to respond to your ass immediately? Retain a lawyer. The first thing they're going to do is charge you money for their time. You want to get on my fucking time, burn up time to listen to your personal shit. Free charge. Tell me, you are not entitled to anything. Grow up. We need to cooperate and support each other. So it's 11:20. I'm going to push out here. Come on over to Angry Black Men's Book Club. We're going to have fun with Shirley. But I think I want to read a little bit from this book. Oh, my God. I want to thank Brother Juan Johnson for this book. He sent me the money. And, yes, I don't have any damn books. Let me just tell you, I have mega books. In fact, this is another book on traders. This is a French trader. He's like the John Lewis of France. Marshall Pétain. We're going to be talking about traders from other countries so you can understand what this shit's about. So anyway, Brother Q, I'm so sorry that we messed up your channel. My apologies to everybody. It's not us. We're just trying to share with y'all. Look, they don't do this to people who have 100,000 followers. You have to wonder why people talk to 20 people.
Yeah, you guys, he froze. Unfortunately,
I
apologize for these
this channel,
because one thing about
man's book for hostess muted my mic. You muted me. Support this channel, the Black Men's Book Club, on YouTube, and all that. Just be in touch, be in touch, be in touch, be in touch. Let me let you go. Bye, bro. Done for me lately? It's Coons. What have y'all done for us lately? And if there's no answer, you know, the only thing we owe them